This is something I wanted to walk into because this is a big deal. Because I've watched a lot of projects get vetted by you, and I've seen projects uh, get pushed on a lot of stuff um, and get picked up off the ground, and then all these people find out it's such hard work and they bail. And I've seen you like keep pushing through with them. Um, and this is one that's, in hindsight, makes perfect sense to me. Um, of course, the Dragon Ball Z memed crypto trader that um, I've seen through thick and thin, all of a sudden now there's a Saiyan token tied to Say. This just seems like a match made in heaven. Um, and it's like, why didn't we all think of this before? And I just wanted to see if we could walk through the story of this impulse of basically kind of creating what was seen as a meme token actually evolve into a monster um, of having utility and getting major listings and getting support, as well as having like your moonshot community come in hard on it and back you to back one of their OGs, one of the guys they support. And just curious if you could unpack that, because a lot of people take, oh yeah, he's 9K and he just did the side token, but there's a lot of like lessons learned that you've had through the cycles that led you to this moment to be able to get this off the ground.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a heck of a journey for that. That I gotta start with that. I mean, not just this project in itself, but also going through um, advising and working on other projects. I think this is the first project that I'm basically like leading with other team members. Um, Whereas other projects that I was involved in before, kind of like I was helping out and ended up picking up more responsibilities, and I guess I became like the face of it because I've got an influencer account, and but they weren't really my projects. I think I launched one meme token very long time ago in 2021 called like LOLs, where it was like 10K. I
I
seeded
still have
10K.
that.
I still have that. I think it's still above its listing price, which was pulling 10K LOLs tokens with 10K USDC, and I think it's still locked in the liquidity pool to like 2026 or something in the Unicrypt. Um, but that was like my first foray into like an actual token, and unfortunately there wasn't too much I could do with it to follow through, because I realized it's a really dumb idea to LP the entire thing and not have any tokens yourself. I didn't snipe my own thing. I don't really like to do that, so I had just no tokens. I had to like buy it pretty high from somebody else, and or from the market, or ask for donations. And so that was a lesson where you got to make sure there's team tokens, all right? Or there's some motivation or there's some incentive that you can also give out to build other team members. And I just couldn't do it myself. There's nothing I could really spend time to build on. And then again, other projects, I was pulled into and somehow got intimately involved in. And so those were all learning lessons for me, until I finally ended up with the Saiyan token. And Saiyan token is definitely very fitting because of my Cell over 9000 persona. My alter ego is basically Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z, hence the 9000 part. And I was like, okay, well, Saiyan is perfect. And I even said it early on. As soon as I started buying Say, I even mentioned, I think there's a November something post in my own Discord channels where I said, man, these guys really got to call it Saiyan. Sailor is the dumbest thing. Why didn't they call them Saiyans so you can go Super Saiyan? And I've been saying that really early. And then I guess, a lot of other people had the same thinking, and it happens to be uh, Hasaka, Ansem, they were thinking the same thing, and they put it out publicly. And I guess it influenced enough of the Say team to put out a poll, and because they realized how memeable and viral it could be, and they just put out a poll. It's like, should we change the Sailor or Saiyan? And Sailor was winning for some reason in the poll, and I was like, this is ridiculous. I was like, well, somebody's got to launch a Saiyan token and deal with this to kind of influence the vote. And then I was glad to see that there were people launching it. I was like, yeah, let me buy the Saiyan token. Until I realized it was like 12 different Saiyan tokens. And I was like, absolutely, there's gonna be a rug pull, and I don't want to get rugged, and I don't want to have the Saiyan name wasted because of some bad association with rug pulls. I want the Saiyan name to win as the community sort of audience name. And that's when I decided to just quickly LP, announce that I'm going to LP a Saiyan token. I think I have a, if you go back in my timeline, you can find a December 19th tweet that I just said, I don't want to get rugged and we're just going to LP and create a Saiyan token. And that, it all started from there. I mean, token goes live, launched the Discord, launched Discord with like 2,000 people joining within like the first 2 hours, an hour or two, and I didn't have a team, and I was like, "Yo, who wants to be on the team?" And there was like 20 different people that say, "Yeah." Then the first 20 something people that said they want to be on the team, I just made them a team member, and just we just went with it, ran with it. I mean, it was a messed up launch. We had contract snipers. There was problems with Astroport. There was a huge dump. Um, I got the death threats, and people called it a rug pull, blah blah blah. And I was like, well, I have a giant say bag, okay, guys? So I can't mess this up. I'm trying to build something that's going to actually represent the say ecosystem properly because there's literally like one other tiny coin dealing with it was like Poker Kings or something, dealing with non really meme or DeFi stuff. So Saiyan token is probably like gonna be de facto traded token because there's literally nothing else to trade on Say. So with all eyes on Say, it ended up being Saiyan token. All these big buys started coming in. Whales started coming in. Moonshot fam started coming in. And big shout out to those guys because I think they're literally acting like whale support for for the token as well. So yeah, I mean it just got crazy and I just quickly had a team, just random ass anon team, and eventually whoever was still active and delivered started sticking around, and the rest got culled down, and we ended up with like now it's like 8 members, and we recruited 2 more along the way, and so it's a 10-member team, and pitching in from business development to coding, to graphics, and it's been great. It's been great. Haven't sold any of my Sane tokens. In fact, I think I bought some more, and it's my own big bet. At some point, yes, I'm probably gonna sell some tokens. Maybe I'll even collateralize and take a loan out and go buy a big house like the Curve guy, right? But for now, I'm doing this because I have a giant say position,
Yeah.
and I really want to see the say ecosystem be successful. And saying, yeah, it's great to have some tokens. I mean, I bought tokens. I spent my own say to acquire Saiyan tokens, defending support levels and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I just want to see the project be successful in helping the Say ecosystem really flourish, given that it is the most liquid and or one of the most liquid, and it is the most volume traded token right now on Say. Just did our first centralized exchange listing as well. For those who don't know, first Say token to go on a centralized exchange,
Congratulations
as
on
well
that
as a
officially. I'm
thank you,
just going to
thank
go
you.
ahead and say it.
Yes. And so that's been really great because it now paves the way with existing infrastructure for other tokens to list from Say. So I really want to see Say be successful. And so Saying being successful will help Say be successful and vice versa. And I really want to have the Koreans be right with $10 targets.
That's awesome. No, thank you for that because that's been awesome. And it's just like, I was like, some people don't know the story. And I was like, 9K got mad and didn't want Sailor to win. Like, forget this. We're going to take this home and do it proper. So it's awesome and root for you guys. And I just keep seeing updates keep coming from the team. And then you actually see like the Say team guys, their founders, like pushing and like, yeah, the Saiyans like developing all this cool stuff that allows like actual functioning utility. It's real impressive. It's not just like, hey, we put a hat on it and did some Dragon Ball Z gifs. I can switch over to
This chart
screen
is
if you
actually
want.
looking pretty good.